So I'm back to KP's Kingdom, cooking with KP, and today, basic short soup. Something that you will find in just about any Chinese restaurant. Right, let's get into it. So, my last video I made some wings, and you saw me cut the little tips off the wings. And I put those into a freezer bag, and put them in the freezer. And I do this every time I make wings, because that little tip of the wing, it's useless when you're making wings. Alright, a little bit of cold water into a pan, and we're just going to put they're partially defrosted, they didn't defrost 100%, but we're just going to put wings and wings, or wing tips, into our pot. Just keep plonking them in. And as you can see, I do wings often. Okay, so we're going to fill the pot almost to the top, leave a little bit of room for the bubble action to happen. I'm going to put it on a slow heat and gradually bring this up to where we want it. Give it a stir from time to time. Just keep them moving. And as you can see by the colour of what is happening in the pot, we're going to end up with a beautiful, real chicken stock. You see all of that goodness coming out. So you're going to basically get all the fat out of these little wingettes or wing tips, and where we've cut them at the joint, sometimes we might get a little bit of marrow coming out. So I'm getting ready for my next step. So I've got a bowl, I've got a strainer, I'm putting in some kitchen utility towel, I'm putting in some paper towel, and as you can see, we've let the stock come up to a bit of a boil. Not a rough boil, just a gentle boil. And we're going to move them around just a little bit more. And this stock tastes amazing. We're going to add a little bit of salt right at the end. We don't want to boil these from the start with salt, we want to salt it at the end. And stir that through. And now let's remove our wing tips. So first thing I do is actually remove the meaty bits, or what was left of the wing. I remove those first, just to make it a little bit easier to transfer our stock. And what we're going to do now is we'll just pour the stock over the top of the wings again. And this straining process, very important. Any impurities that were on the wing tip, such as feathers or anything like that, will be removed. Alright, I've washed the pot, and we've just got paper towel this time, and we're going to put our stock through the paper towel once again. And this just removes a little bit more of that oil and leaves us with a very, very clear stock, which is what we want. Alright, so I'll fast forward this process for you, so you're getting bored. Now it's time to make our wontons. So I've got a little can of sliced water chestnuts. I'm putting those into my little food processor, and we want to blitz these up. We really want to mince these up, and it's not going to mince them up 100%. It is going to miss one or two every now and then, and they sit between the blade and the bottom of the bowl, see, just like that. And now I've got a can of bamboo shoots. And just be careful when you're using these canned vegetables. Give them a big strain, get rid of all that brine that they sit in for however long they sit on the shelf for. It's an unpleasant flavour. So to help mince up the bamboo shoot, I'm putting in a little bit of my pork mince, and in total I'm using 500 grams of pork mince, half a kilo or 1 pound, depending on where you're from. And all I'm going to do is just scrape all of that into my large mixing bowl. Now we've got the rest of the mince. And it's not a bad idea to do these in little batches. Makes it a little bit easier on the machine, depending on what size machine you're using. As you can see, this is a little stick blender unit. It's small, it's compact, I love it. Alright, there's our mince. We've minced that up again, ultra fine. I've got 3 spring onions, chopped up pretty fine. And they're going in. I'm putting in 1 capful of Zhaojing wine or rice wine. We don't need much more than that. We're just going to put in maybe roughly a teaspoon of soy sauce, a little bit of white pepper, probably about a 1/4 teaspoon. And that tends to be the magic trio in a lot of Asian cooking. And last but not least, about a teaspoon of sesame oil. Very important flavours. Now, I want to use some ginger, and look, this ginger's 3 weeks old. It's got a use by date of 3 months away, and it's already got mould in it. So I had to basically grab powdered ginger, which is normally used for baking, and I had to substitute. Use the crushed ginger if you've got it, use fresh ginger if you've got it, but I tell you what, you don't notice the difference if you use the powdered one. Alright, I've got a beaten egg, I've got my wonton. I'm just going to lay these out carefully. I've got a 1 teaspoon measuring spoon. And it's perfect because of the little dome shape. We're going to put that little bit of mince onto our wonton. Just brush 2 edges with a little bit of egg. We don't need a lot. And we're just going to fold that, first of all, into a triangle. Just like I'm doing there. Try and squeeze all the air out as you're doing so. Make sure they're really well sealed. Touch more egg. And all we do is just fold the sides or each corner into the center. And there are different ways of making these, folding them, but and I never do it the same, 2 times in a row. I always do it differently. So I'm just going to make 1 more, just to show you what I'm doing again. Put that in the center, a little bit of egg, and I just use the corner of the brush. Again, fold that up into a triangle, making sure we squeeze out all of the air, just like I'm doing there, and make sure the pastry again is sealed very, very well. We're just going to fold the edges over, and there we go. There's all my wontons all ready to go. This is a time-consuming recipe, but it is definitely worth it. For my stock, I like miso, so I'm going to put a teaspoon of shiro miso, which is a light miso. I'm putting that into my stock. I know before I said we want a nice clear stock. I love the flavour of miso. I'm going to bring this up to a nice boil, like I'm doing there. We've got our wontons sitting on the side, ready to go, and we're just going to drop those in, just slowly. And these are going to take about 3, maybe 4 minutes. When they start floating, you know they're done. So you can see they're starting to float. Oh, if you haven't had homemade short soup, you don't know what you're missing. This is such a beautiful, easy recipe. As I said, takes a little bit of time. Now it's time to serve up. If you like this video, hit that like button. It gives me confidence. Share it with your friends also. And if you haven't already, hit that notification bell. And more importantly, hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss another one of my videos again. Enjoy the short soup. I will catch you next time.